Thank you, Minura. What an answer. We will discuss more about this on Tightrope today at the Humanitas. And by the way, Minura, the book Thornbirds by Colin McCullough, don't go to your grave without reading it. It is an absolute must-read for any human being, I think. So I move to Priyath. Priyath, what was the most difficult thing that you faced when you joined this faculty?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Well, for me, the most difficult thing, you could say I was a bit of an introvert. And during my school time, that was not much of a problem. Why? Because in Sri Lanka, most of the Sri Lankan school systems, and also in the private classes, you are sometimes even promoted to work on your own. You can go to your classes, listen to what the teacher says. You can learn that, come back, study that. That's it. But then when coming to university, things changed a bit, and it was a bit of a challenge to adapt to this. Why? Because I learned that you have to interact with people in order to get the most effective learning. Because medicine, and especially in the case of medicine, it is not something like in the profession where you don't work behind a computer all day writing some programming code. Most of your work is with dealing and interacting with humans, be it patients, your ward staff, your colleagues. So it is this very human thing that you have to do. And even in the faculty itself, like most of you all here, and I'm not just talking about group, because when you talk about group work, the first thing that comes to most of medical students' mind is SGDs, small group discussions. So that is not the only thing that I'm talking about. Even in the clinical setting, when you go to your wards to do your word work, there is such a lot that you have to learn, and it is quite unlikely that the few years that you spend in faculty gives you enough time to learn everything on your own. So there's such a lot that you have to learn from others, because I can safely say that I have learned much more from others, from my group mates, from my batchmates, than I have learned on my own, studying in my room. So therefore, it is very important, because I'm sure there must be quite a few introverts out there too. So don't worry, you can put yourself out there, and like the song mentions, you have to give a little, take a little. So when you are interacting with others, be patients, because patients, when they are in the ward, they are having a lot of diseases, they are feeling a lot of discomfort, but still they talk to you and they teach you. So in return, if you can give something to them, in the same way when you're interacting with your group mates, you can learn from them, and in return you can teach them. Because what I found from my experience, teaching others, that is the best. That is the best way to learn something and remember something. Because things that I have taught my batchmates, I still remember to this day. So I think from this song also, take a little, give a little, have that when you're interacting with people, and trust me, you will not fail.
Thank you, Priyath. Now I move on to Hajanti, the only girl today among the speakers. Hajanti, what happened to your this life in your in this faculty? Did it impact your relationship with your family? Did you lose a balance there or not?
So yes, first of all, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And yes, it did have an impact. Like in my case, I must say it was a little different, because I somehow managed to go home almost every day, but there were so many friends in the batch who didn't even get the chance to go home in months due to various reasons. And in both the cases, what we understood was that with time, especially in the in the final year mainly, the quality time that we spend with our family members gradually reduced, definitely. And the amount of involvement that we showed in family affairs and our family members' lives gradually sort of reduced, especially in the 5th years. I personally felt that. So, but fortunately for most of us, I must say, most of our family members were very supportive. They understood that we need this time to face this final exam, and they stood by us and they supported us throughout. So like this song says, you have to give a little, take a little, and let the clouds pass by. So the clouds will eventually pass by. The finals are now over. So what I felt was, yes, it impacted my relationship with my family members, but as the clouds passed by now, I'm making up for that. I'm spending time with my family members. So there's always these ups and downs in life. So when you're working towards a goal, it will be like that. You'll have to sacrifice a little. And later on, you will get a chance to make up for that. So thank you.
So thank you, Hajanti, for those thoughts. So